Want a soar? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael. We made these videos probably because you are the most ambitious person in your circle. You know you're capable of more and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and learn how to go from stocking the shelf to building a six-figure business. Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Treat money as a tool.
Most people grow up with an unhealthy view of money. Some people think that money is everything, that the next person you see, the next customer you talk to, that's your next suit, that's your next car. And other people think that money is the root of all, right? Or the love of money is the root of all evil, right? To make money, you're evil, you're slimy, you're gross, you're ripping people off. Most people grow up in one of those two camps. That's the lesson that's been taught you by your parents. The truth is money is just a tool. Money is an amazing tool that lets you accomplish amazing things. And if you are an entrepreneur and want to have success, making money has to be in your top 5 list of priorities. If it is not in your top 5, then you're not making money. But it can't be number 1. Money can't be your number 1 priority. There has to be something that is more important than it, and that's your purpose. I don't really usually talk a lot about money on my videos. Maybe I should talk more about it. I think it's important. I think there's just so much out there that seems to be money, 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 money that I'm trying to go against it to say like, purpose is number 1. You're built to serve. If you're just chasing money, you're never gonna win. I think I see too many entrepreneurs just chasing money. And so a lot of the content that I make is more purpose driven, but there's still, I think, a lot of people who are purpose driven, who've started a business for the right reasons and they don't know how to make money. And so maybe I need to switch up some of the content that I make as well to help change the perspective around money. My personal view is I hate spending money until I'm making money. I love making money. It's not number 1, right? Serving, believing entrepreneurs is number 1. But again, it's in the top 5 because if I didn't make money, I wouldn't have a team. I wouldn't have people to help me make this video. It'd be me by myself trying to put together one piece of content, a week or maybe a day, just, filming by myself. But instead I have this team of people who I'm super appreciative of, and I can afford that because I'm making money doing the business that I'm doing, right? Kind of important. When I look at Jeremy, who I invested into earlier this year, this is a great example of how I like to think, right? So Jeremy runs a YouTube consulting business. I invested into him. I had this dream in the desert. I'm driving through the desert on my tour in March-ish, February, around there, this year, 2019. And I have this idea that Jeremy, I want to start a YouTube consulting business with Jeremy. At the time, Jeremy was working at a grocery store, stocking shelves and checking people out. He asked me a bunch of times whether he could help me in any way, if he could walk my dog or buy groceries or like anything, just to help. And I'm like, I don't need somebody to wash my car or walk my dogs. And so, I said no, but I love his hustle and energy and drive and just personality. And I thought he'd make a great entrepreneur, and he's capable of so much more than just working at a grocery store. And so I had this dream in the desert for some reason. Well, not a dream, I was driving, so I was fully awake. I told Nina, we need to get Jeremy on the line right now. I had this idea, so she messaged him on Facebook, and I said, I need to talk to him right now. And at first he wasn't available. I said, like, you got to get him on the Facebook Live right now. Like, I need to talk to him on the video right now. Because if I waited till tomorrow, I would have pushed it off, right? I got an inspired idea, let's go. And I said, here's this idea I've got. I want to teach you YouTube. I want to have you learn everything that I know about it, and I want to start a YouTube consulting business with you. And here's what you need to do. Are you in? And he said, yeah, I'm in. I want to do it. He didn't really know a ton about YouTube at that point in time, besides coming to my Thought Leadership Academy, I guess the couple months before. And I said, okay, before I come back, I'm gonna be home in 2 months. Here's what you need to learn. You need to watch all of these videos where I talked about YouTube. You need to watch these other channels that talk about YouTube. You need to analyze data. You need to come up with suggestions and feedback. And you need to know when I come home, I was 90 days on the road. When I come home, you have to learn and know and understand it. You gotta be an expert. And he's great at learning. So I thought he would crush it. Where I thought he might struggle is on the interaction and talking to clients because he hadn't done that work before. So when I got home, the first step was, you're gonna hop on a free call. You're going to give some free advice to people who've come to the Thought Leadership Academy and do YouTube audits on them. Tell them you're going to record the call, and then I'm going to listen in with you afterwards. And he did a great job. I knew he'd be prepared and have the research and know what he's doing because he studies and he works like nobody else. But I didn't know he'd do so well and actually being able to handle the objections and handle the push and the movement to help them. And he's only gotten better with time too. But this is since we started the business together in April, and he's already building a 6-figure business from a guy who went from stocking shelves to now we're talking about how do we scale it up beyond him. He can only max out a certain number of clients and still serve them properly. Do we bring on somebody else underneath him and just keep increasing the prices? What kind of business did he want to build? 6-figure business, inside of 5 months. It's crazy, right? I mean, maybe not so crazy, but from an idea to action, but didn't spend any money to start it. There were no ads that were taken out. It was just research, hard work, hustle, outreach, telling people he can help them. And it was him reaching out to people who he thought could really benefit, that he had knowledge that could help them, and saying, I'd love to set up a free call with you. And he set up these half-an-hour calls where he was walking through and giving them advice. And he had 3 big ideas for each client. And most people wouldn't then hire him. Like most people who come on a call, they're not going to hire you right away. But you hit a certain percentage, right? And you get better in targeting who you're going to go after and reach. And so now he's built a 6-figure business and plus. Now we're looking at really scaling up for next year. And so having this conversation, I guess, around money and how to build a business quickly without having to spend money, I think is important. And so maybe I'll try to include more of that content. I'd love to know your thoughts. That can be the question of the day. Let me know your thoughts. Do you want more content about making money on the channel? You can let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think will help you. Step number 1 is don't start spending money until you're making it. Don't spend money until you're making it. It's so easy to spend money. This is the thing when I was in venture capital raising money for companies. Everybody just showed how they're going to spend money, but not how they're going to make it, right? It's so easy to think about. If I only had $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, whatever, you can go buy all this stuff. Stop thinking about the money you don't have, right? Instead, you think about what you can do with what you do have. What can you use? You're a genius. You're resourceful. You've got ideas. How do you use that creativity? Instead of thinking the biggest problem is money, the problem is not money. The problem is you're not resourceful enough. Go off and solve that problem, right? Jeremy had a budget of 0 and still has a budget of 0 to build his business. And even if you're doing a product, right? You say, well, he's doing a service. Great. Maybe you actually start as a service. Maybe your product idea, you should start as a service to get close to your customers and build a reliable, repeatable income stream. But if you're going to do a product, you pre-sell, right? You pre-sell. You make a mock-up. And if you can't actually make like a mug to show, then you make a design of it, right? You do a mock-up. There's always a smaller way to get started, and you pre-sell. You're not putting enough hustle, energy, heart, dedication into it, and you're blaming lack of money. Too many people, maybe not you, but too many people. That's the problem. Don't spend money until you're making money. It's a great rule to start by. Number 2 is study wealthy people who share the same values as you. This is where it becomes particularly difficult because you might look at some people who have money, who've made it, and you say, well, that person is such a whatever, right? That person is evil, or that person is whatever. Like you come up with a story in your mind. And so even if you're looking at YouTube, whether you're looking at my content or Gary or Grant or Tom or Patrick or any of them, Mel, any of the people creating content, think about first, who do you resonate with on values, right? Maybe you love Gary and hate Grant, or maybe you love Grant and you hate Gary, or maybe you love Dan and hate Evan, right? Great, awesome. Go learn from that person. Go learn from that person because the way that they think about money could be the thing that you need the most. And so surround yourself with them, watch their videos, read their books, go to their events to see that somebody who has the same values as you can make money so that it's possible. So that you don't feel like I'm a nice guy or a nice girl and I can never make money because I don't want to rip people off. There's lots of people who are making lots of money and not ripping people off. So find your favorites and model them and be around them and surround yourself with them, if only virtually, like even if you never meet them, if only virtually, so that their way of thinking, their thought process around money starts to seep into you. And step number 3 is understand that money lets you serve. The more money you have, the more you can serve, right? What happens if you're not making money? Then this thing that you love doing, this part, the last section in Built to Serve, if you guys don't have Built to Serve, you can pre-order in the link below. The last section of Built to Serve, the first part is all about finding your purpose, right? You are built to serve. How are you built to serve? The process is in here, right? The last section though is how to turn it into a business. Because if you found your calling, if you found the thing that is your purpose that you want to do for the rest of your life, but you can't turn it into something that's going to pay you, the problem is you're just doing it as a hobby for the rest of your life. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. You're still helping, you're still giving, you're still contributing, but you can only do it on the evenings and weekends because you're not making enough money to actually support yourself. So you have to have this job that, you know, maybe you hate, maybe you don't hate, but isn't actually your thing. And then when you get home, the last couple hours of the weekends, those hours you can use to fulfill your purpose. And that's great and that's noble. But what if you could turn your full-time thing into the thing that fulfills your purpose? So that one, you're happier because you're doing more work on the thing that you love doing, right? But then two, you can scale it up. You can hire people now. And now instead of just you part-time fulfilling your purpose, you have yourself and a whole team of people of 10, 100, 1,000 people all contributing towards your mission, which then allows you to give, right? At every event that I do, there's always, usually we aim for 10% of people who are in for free, who couldn't afford it, right? So on my tour, when we go on the workshop and the tour, we're doing 20 something cities over almost 90 days. 10% of the room will be free because they can't afford it, because maybe they're homeless. You wouldn't know it. There's a lot of people who are homeless that you would not know are homeless, right? Whenever I do my Thought Leadership Academy in Toronto, it's a I don't know, I forget what the ticket is, a couple thousand to come. There's always somebody in the room who's there on basically a sponsorship, right? It's a I want to say donation. It's when you give to education? I don't know. Anyway, we let somebody in for free. Somebody who can't afford it. Somebody who I believe in, who I think has a message and will take a lot from this training, and they get in for free. And because I'm making money, that allows me to do that. If I wasn't getting paid at all from any of the people who come out, then I couldn't just do it all for free every time, because then I can't afford a location. I can't afford to have my team members. I couldn't be able to put it together. So understanding, making that shift in your head that money allows you to serve, that the more money you make, the more you can serve, the more you can help people. And if you actually want to fulfill your purpose, then you have to learn how to make money in your business.
If you want to have more confidence and motivation, check out our 254 series. The link is in the description below.
Create an outline and a schedule. What I found really helpful for me was to create an outline at the start.
You can use rejection as fuel to help you go off and do something bigger, and motivation to, I'm going to prove them wrong.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
Rule number 2, start for free.
The free leads you to the paid. If you have no momentum, no traction, no clients, then start for free. Prove your worth and build momentum. Give them something they can't wait to have again and pay for this time. The goal isn't to do free forever, but the free gives you the thing that you're missing the most, which is momentum in your business. So I'm pre-launching my book right now, Built to Serve, and people who buy the book in pre-order also get access to my private Facebook group where I help people one-on-one every week. And so the guy that I had on last week is a coach. He's a health coach. He wants to help people make transformations to their health because he made a radical shift in his health as well. And I said, great, well, how are you doing right now? Well, I have a couple clients, but I'm still working at a restaurant. I want to be able to leave that so I can focus on this full time. Awesome. If you're a coach, what I need to see you is coaching. I need to see you coaching people. What I'd love to see now is an Instagram Live regular show. And what do you do on your Instagram Live? You bring on people who need help being coached through a health transformation. Because it's one thing to say, I'm a coach and I help people get these results. It's another though to actually see people change. To have you go live with them one-on-one and help them bust through their limiting beliefs and their mindset and the issues that they're dealing with. And then to come out on the other side by the end of the call, feeling hope, feeling invigorated, feeling inspired. Because people will watch that and say, man, I want a result like that. They see themselves in the client that you're helping, and they then want it for themselves. Now, you get two versions. One will be free people. One will be like, can you do me? I'll take it for free, which is great. Don't say no, don't get discouraged, don't get upset. You want the free because the free gives you the content. And so if they're willing to come on and do live on Instagram with you for free, then you do it. And there'll be other people who say, hey, I love what you're doing. I need a radical transformation in my health as well, but I don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to make it public. Can I hire you privately? Bingo. right? That's what we're looking for. That's when you start getting paid. The free leads to the paid.
Now I've got a very special bonus clip on don't focus on the money. That I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. What are you going to start for free this week? And if you made it this far in the video and you promise to take action after watching. We don't just watch video, we do something. I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comment below.
If you just focus on the money, you're never going to get it. This is what so many entrepreneurs do, and why so many entrepreneurs fail is their number one goal is money. Now, money is important. If you're running a business, money is important. You know, even if you're running a charity, money is still important. Money is important. It's just not the number one thing. It's number 2 or 3. There has to be something more important than money for you to have success, ultimate success as an entrepreneur. Sure, you can make a few bucks, but if you look at the people who are at the top in any field, money was never the number one goal. Look at the people who are self-made millionaires and billionaires and read their biographies and read their story and understand why they started their companies. Watch the top 10 videos on all of them. It's never been about the money. It's always been about making a profound change to the way something is done in their industry, having a deep passion for their craft, that they needed to bring this thing out into creation. You know, when George Lucas created Star Wars, he thought it would be a flop. He thought it would only be for a select few geeks who really love that genre. He never expected it to be this huge thing that turned him into a billionaire. But he loved making the video, and he poured every ounce of creativity he had into making that movie. And that's a story over and over and over and over and over again. Successful entrepreneurs love their craft. They want to do the work. And as a result of creating something valuable, because they put so much love into it, then they start making money.
If you want to learn the number 1 reason you're not winning yet, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. Continue to believe. I will see you there.